like if you started with 0?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 0.
My clothesline.
So now we just have, because I'm saying that we could just go ahead.
Yep.
4 minus 4.
Yeah. So if we know we're going to
So we can just decide our spacing for 4 right now?
Right.
I wonder if this is a 1. Could we kind of measure 1?
Sure. 1, yeah.
Here, let's do this. 2, here, 2, 3, 4. So then, okay, so that's that. Should we? Okay, so I did that one. Who wants to?
And then we'll do the 4 plus 4, so we'll have the same. We need another piece of string.
Do we want to do that? Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
And then 4 plus 4 minus 4 is going to go right back here.
Right, so we go 1. So we're going to subtract our 4 again.
Okay, so 4 times 4. Haley, do you want to do it again?
Either that or measure. Either that or do that twice.
Yeah, so we have it 1, 2.
Yeah, can you reach the whole thing? Can you do this twice?
Yeah, we can do that twice.
That could be our checking in.
Here, I moved my fingers. Yeah, you could do that. Once you do that.
yes.
So we have 2 4s, now we have 4 4s.
So maybe about right here?
Yeah.
We didn't put tick marks, so are we?
We're okay. So that would be 1.
Okay.
So we talked
that
about the
should be
groups of when we
halfway,
did it.
right? So if
Yeah.
we look at
At
4
8.
plus 4, it should be right in
Feel-
between.
Because that's 2 groups of 4, and this is 4 groups of 4.
Yep.
Yeah. I like it.
I like it. Nice job.
All right. Wonderful.
Tell me about
All
this
right,
a little
let's
bit.
go.
Where did you start?
We started with 0.
0, 0. So you chose to put 0. This is when you put on. So you said, I'm calling this 0. And then what did you do next?
We added 4 minus 4 to the 0 because we already knew that.
You said, well, this is equivalent expression,
Yeah.
so I'm just going to
Yeah.
put it on right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went to 4.
And you just chose that.
And we
No,
actually
we actually measured.
we took 4 of these and said, okay, this will be 1, 2, 3,
That
4.
distance you
Yeah,
need,
so we
okay.
use it as a distance to get 4.
Okay, so that's 4, and then what?
And then we measured from 0 to
Can you
4.
come show me up there?
Sure.
So what'd you do then?
We did 0 to 4, and then we took that same measurement to go. 4 plus 4 was 2 groups of 4.
Okay, so that if this distance is
This
4,
is, yep, then
that's
this
two
is 2
fours.
4s. Yep.
Okay.
And then
we realized that was 4.
Why is
because we
that?
did 4 plus 4, but then we took that 4 away again, so I ended up back here.
And hopped back to that same spot. Okay.
Yeah. And then we did this distance was 2 4s,
Okay.
and we knew we needed 4 4s, so we took this distance.
4s and 2 more 4s make 4 4s.
2 4s
So-
and 2 more 4s. Make 4 4s.
And then we looked at it and said this should be right in the middle. This would be halfway between 0.
That one.
And then also, okay, so explain to me then why is that? Why did you know
That's
that's
0
in the middle?
groups of 4, 2 groups of 4, and 4 groups of 4.
So this right here looks like 4 plus 4. Do you think you want to maybe clip something on here that says, because you keep calling this 2 groups of 4, so maybe we want to clip that expression.
Yeah, and that's actually no groups of 4 over there.
Right.
Oh, so you could also clip that expression there that sees you
Zero
sort of
groups of
counting the
4.
groups of 4. Also,
Another way to think of it.
You were
yeah.
working really flexibly between those two ideas and using them. One thing I really liked what I just heard you say is I heard you talk about those as expressions instead of as numbers. So you didn't say to me, I have to go here, it's 8.
So, yeah.
You said to me, this goes here because it's 2 groups of 4.
Yeah. I don't even think anybody said 8
I
out
don't know,
loud.
I don't think we
yeah, we
did.
didn't even say that out loud.
So you were talking to me about these as like in terms of their structure, their expression. And do you believe that this would be where 8 would go compared to 16 and things? But you weren't actually meeting that number necessarily to reason from. Cool. And then wait, how did you just figure out 4 divided by 4 then?
I think I went directly to that's 1, but I had been thinking of it while we were talking, thinking, oh, how would I do that if I were going to write that on a piece of paper? I thought, well, I could put 4, and then when we were doing number lines before, we actually would like mark them as 4 tick marks. And then I thought, okay, so I have this unit of 4, and then maybe even without tick marks, this unit of 4 would need to be divided into 4 pieces, and so each piece is 1. So I don't know.
Well,
That's
let's see
kinda- I
if we
was
can see
trying to
that
remember
on
to
here.
draw
Yeah, because I
it.
think that's
It would be one group of 4.
okay. So where would those groups of 4 be on your line then?
I think we'd have, here's the 4.
Okay.
And so then that would be, if I had, if I were writing on the lapboard, I would say, okay, here's cutting it into 2 pieces. And then if I go here, here, and here equally, then I've cut it into 4 pieces. So this, well, I guess it's kind of like, it's weird because we're going the middles. But so this would be, it's cut into 2 pieces and then cut it again. That would be, so this is how big it is if I've cut it into 4 pieces.
So it kind of looks to me like you're almost reasoning from tick marks right there.
Yeah,
Like
so
you're
this
trying
would
to
be,
gesture
yeah,
the
because we're
middle.
going middle to middle here. So this is the middle here. So I'll go ahead and mark that so we can see it. So this is my 4. And so I thought, well, if I cut it into 2,
All right, here we go. So, all right, so that's a tick mark.
yep. And then there'd be a tick mark here, and then a tick mark here. So 4.
So that's 4.
cut into 4 pieces. So there's our piece. There's our piece.
So we would need, and
Yeah.
you would have one of
Yeah.
those 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of like 1/4 of 4.
Yeah.
That idea there. And that helped, right? So up till then, you were reasoned to all raise from numbers, but that one, it was like really easy to be like, well, it's 1.
Right.
So how do we reason backwards if like if it was like A divided by A?
Right.
How would we
It's
know?
harder to explain. It's really harder to explain. I mean, if we talked about this and we talked about this, and it was really concise to just say that, but I feel like I used 1,000 words to try to say that.
One of the 4 pieces.
Okay, so yeah, let's try to articulate what was helpful there then. So it was one of the 4 pieces.
Equal parts, yes.
Okay, so when you were doing the multiplication, you were talking about groups, like equal groups.
Yeah.
And then in order to do the division,
But I think it's weird when you say one of the 4 pieces. That seems like you're saying it's 1, but conceptually you're like, okay, I took this quantity and I cut it into 4, so this is how big the unit is.